good to go?
I am.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Black Guy Who Tells podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
and we are live on a Wednesday, a Walking Dead Wednesday. It's the day of the week that we recap the Walking Dead from a year ago that already ended. But it is what it is. You guys like it. We see the comments, we see the feedback, all that stuff, and we made a mission, a pledge to finish this out. So that's what we're gonna do.
Yes, sir.
Today's no exception. Let's see. The official weapon of the show is
the fold chair.
An unofficial sport,
bullet ball.
A bullet ball extreme. Today's episode is Outpost 22. That's the name of it. You know what? Let's play the theme song and then we'll get into our recap. Right. It's recap time. Outpost 22. That is episode 174 overall. Episode 21 of this season, directed by Tanya McKiernan, written by James Barnes. Karen, you know how we always start. What'd you think about this episode in general?
I thought this episode was good. It moved it along, and pushed the storyline along and filled in some blanks, because they got separated, what happened to some of the other people and stuff like that. So I'm really interested to see what they're going to do. And we get to talk about what we looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the trial of the century with Eugene.
Well, let's skip it to the end. Yeah.
Yes.
But I enjoyed this episode as well. I thought, it was a cool twist from between this version of the Commonwealth and the comics.
Yes.
And it definitely made the Commonwealth feel more sinister in a way that I think in the comics is the Commonwealth never feels sinister to me. It just feels like fucked up, like with the classism.
Yes.
And the fact that, that people, it's the zombie apocalypse. You think we just kind of shift away into like almost some some future version of the world because we don't have banks anymore. What's the point of all this capitalism? And
they like, we want it how it used to be. And that makes sense for a lot of, particularly people of a certain age. They're going to be like, hey, I like it when the world used to function how it used to run, some form of normalcy.
Yeah, but to me, it always felt a little like silly and far-fetched, and with the fact that I know the point they were trying to drive home, but in the comic books, it felt like with everything our people had been through, you could have seen them get into the Commonwealth and being like, leave well enough alone. Fuck it. They just do shit weird over there.
Right.
And who gives a fuck? It doesn't really seem to be hurting anybody. People are free to move the fuck out of there and go live in a different community if they want, blah, blah, blah. With this one, you starting from last season with the whole immigration thing where they, and then the classism and stuff, and then just the particulars in this episode. This made it feel to me for the first time like this is a place that they need to be taken down.
And that makes sense. It does add the show adds a depth that the book didn't have in it. I agree.
Yeah, because just the idea of like, oh, some people grew up where lawyers made a lot of money and they just kind of want to keep that thing, blah blah blah. This made it worse. So
yes, it did.
Let's get into it. I broke it into 3 sections, but the sections kind of all blend together.
Yes.
The one I'll do first that is kind of an outlier and we can get to it pretty fast. But it's a section that I like to call slavery. Okay.
That's what it was. Shit.
That's the name of this segment.
Chain gang.
Yeah, they was over there.
I hate slavery.
Yeah, let's take it back to the old school. So we last left off where we saw Ezekiel and the others on a bus, and on that bus they were basically getting just getting bussed with hoods on their heads, so they didn't know they were going. They were hostages essentially, and they were being taken to a location that we didn't even know where the location was.
They drugged them.
So we wake up exactly at the I guess a few hours after the moment we left, where we saw Ezekiel get drugged. He wakes up in the back, on the back of that bus. He wakes up in that bus and takes his hood covering off. There's no guards in there with them, and
they probably assuming everybody's still sleeping.
He's trying to get his bearings. Everyone else in the bus still has their hoods on. Some banging noises start outside the bus that kind of brings everyone else up. Everyone's groggy and waking up from being drugged. And then he's looking around at people, and Kelly asked how long have they been out. And Zeke said he doesn't know, but he says his neck is still sore from whatever they injected him with, meaning they can't have traveled but so far, because the stick in my neck still hurts from the prick of the needle.
Yeah, and he was one of the last people to get stuck.
Yeah. Annie, Negan's black wife, she notices that the truck that had Gabriel, Maggie, and Rosita in it are missing because they were part of a caravan. And one truck is missing, and she thinks, man, maybe there was a crash. I was in and out of my drug state, but I remember us stopping.
Right, because it's one of those things where they drugged them, and I could see people kind of fading in and out, trying to wake up, but not completely waking up because you're kind of drugged, and people probably feeling high and things like that. So
Negan says they either Maggie, Gabe, and Rosita either escaped or they basically dead. We don't know right now.
We don't know. One of the two is happening.
And no one can see the kids from the bus, so wherever they're at, they still don't know where the children were taken. Judith and all them
on a separate bus.
Right. Assuming that wherever they're at. And then a man comes on the bus and tells them they're about to be at a hard labor camp. Your children are safe. If you do play by the rules, you can see your kids again. Nobody has any names, including me. Don't call me a name. Y'all don't have names. Don't refer to each other by your names. Now, this is interesting because these people know each other's names.
Right.
So, essentially they're trying some psychological manipulation to keep everyone isolated from each other, to dehumanize people.
So there won't be no unity or no quote unquote uprising because everybody's going to feel separated and alone.
Yeah. Now it also adds some impracticality to things, but I guess maybe we'll see how long this storyline lasts and how detailed these rules are. Cause it's just, we have names for a reason. They didn't even give them inmate numbers or something. Which jails do. They dehumanize you with a number, but the number is still an individual thing for you.
Correct.
At any rate, they're just no names. Don't say anybody else's name. Get off the rear of the bus. If I point at you, he points at a bunch of people, splitting these people up from the group.
Yeah, and it would not be surprising if he looked down and basically could tell from the body language or just the way people said, these people know each other, these people don't. And the people that he figured out know each other, he immediately split them up.
I couldn't tell, honestly. Because at first I was looking for patterns, is it women? And you're saying in the women places, is it people that you think can't do as much work? So you're looking at people oh, this person's older, they're weaker or something.
Okay, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking about the relationship because he was he didn't want, which means he wanted.
But we know the people on the bus that do know each other.
Correct.
And he didn't split Kelly up from Ezekiel. They're sitting right next to each other.
They weren't sitting next to each other. Ezekiel was sitting beside an Asian woman, and she was like a row or two behind him.
Okay, well, all right. I mean, but if they had some inside I think if they had some inside thing on who knows who, it would have been more specific. It felt random and I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I didn't see what it is that made me go, oh, it's definitely because the people know each other.
Oh, no, 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 no. And when I say know each other, I don't mean this person didn't know if they know each other. He may have been reading like subtle signs like body language and how close they are together
I hear what you're saying. I
and
know
things
exactly
like
what
that.
you mean. I'm just
Mhm.
saying nothing. They didn't show that.
Okay,
He didn't.
okay.
He never
Right.
confirms that. He doesn't turn to somebody and goes,
That's
"We don't
true.
want people knowing each other." No one says later on as one of the other rules of the like, yeah, they don't like it when people, they know each other or whatever. And like I said, and it didn't feel like he had any inside information because obviously he ended up with 4 of the people knew each other, Negan and out, and only one of them got kicked out. It seemed like you would kind of go 2 and 2 there or something. But like I said, I don't really that it could be what you're saying. I also think just looking for patterns, it could be people he thought couldn't do as much work.
True.
Like this woman's pregnant, this man is old, this person is too frail.
Okay, right. Like he might have wanted one group to actually do more physical labor and maybe one group to do something. That makes
he
sense.
tells everybody that those people are going to a different camp. But he also kind of intimates that maybe they will be seeing them later. Like y'all will be going to the same camp, but after a hard days of labor. Like y'all aren't going to get to go straight there. You're going to meet up. Because he didn't say like we're splitting y'all up and you'll never see them again the way we are your children.
Correct.
So, I mean, I'm sure the show wants us thinking about that, and we'll get the answers next episode to some of these questions. But it was a very interesting tactic. Negan tells Annie he's going to get them out of there, all 3 of them. The man says the rest of y'all are going to work until the tracks are clear and the others are being taken to a different site. And then he tells them this is hard work, but this is going to help rebuild society, and it's better to be here with us instead of out there in the wasteland. And when he said wasteland, it made me think, is it wasteland as in like Fear the Walking Dead and that like nuclear stuff they're dealing with, where like maybe that happened at the same, because the timelines have to be matching up around now. And it made me think, like, is wasteland literally a wasteland, or is that just what they call the places outside of the outpost that they've established?
I'm assuming that somebody in there has considered everything outside of that area wasteland, and the whole thing is to go to these communities and kind of bring them in, and if they're not in, they're quote unquote considered wasteland, or just dealing with zombies as a wasteland.
Yeah, it made me wonder. I mean, yeah, it could be either to me, but it made me think about it because I was like, saying that these people have it better than being in the wasteland is kind of not true for at least a lot of the people that survived outside of the Commonwealth. These like the Alexandrians can make a living out there in the quote unquote wasteland if all you're saying is the wasteland is places outside of Alexandria. I mean, outside of the Commonwealth. I guarantee you our people would rather be out there than be in a slave labor camp.
True, all of them would, but also you're talking about people who may have been a part of the community and now they're kicked out.
Yeah.
So a lot of their fear is to be outside of their realm. And like you said, this person sounds like they have no knowledge of who these people are, who's being shipped to him. So he might tell this statement to everybody, but I'm like you. It's like, oh yeah, you're talking to a group that actually would survive better out there than they would doing this bullshit.
So the reason I'm pointing all this out is because I'm thinking about how sloppy this is. These people don't seem to have any reconnaissance on the people that they're bringing into the labor camp. Like they don't seem to know, and they act like it doesn't matter, but people's stories and where they came from and what they did to survive matter the most right now, because that tells you the potential of what they can do. And so it's one thing to think, oh, we're kicking out soft Commonwealth citizens and putting them into a situation where we know they can't survive without us anyway. So fuck them. We're going to make them work themselves to death.
Right.
It's another thing to try to do that to the Alexandrians, to fucking Negan, to, Hilltop, because all those people seen some shit and you don't even know how dangerous these people are.
That boils back to Pamela. She don't really understand how dangerous they are. She quote unquote understands as far as they fucked up in Commonwealth. but she really don't understand. So to her, she just told them, "Hey, y'all, there's a bunch of people we kicking out, and here they go." Like she didn't even really consider giving them the 411, informing them, letting them know, quote unquote, how actually dangerous they are. Because, like you say, when people come in, they don't actually go against your history. What do you do for a living? What do you like? They really, truly don't know these people.
They don't seem to have done any research. They don't even seem to know why people got kicked out. You know, that would be vital information. You know, so yeah, a lot of this for me is just very like showing me that this is a sloppy organization. It's sloppily run, and our people, it really won't take them much to take this shit down. We don't even need like a full group of our people. Just a handful of them can figure out how to take these motherfuckers out because they still sleeping on them.
Right.
Everyone goes to work picking up debris. And so they're picking up debris from the track. Now, this was kind of funny because the guy kept stressing about how hard this work was. But I think, you know, obviously, because it's just, you probably have to illustrate that with actors on TV, and you want to give the actors a way to, like, you know, talk and do stuff. But they essentially had them just like picking up sticks off of the track. And that's not that hard of labor. Like, they were making it sound like they were going to be like, you know, breaking, you know, that's the sound of a man working on the chain.
Like they would be cracking rocks and shit.
Yeah, like they really made it sound like this arduous labor, and then it was just like, I don't know, pick up that branch and then bring it to me, and then I'll put it in a bin. And you know, like they weren't laying railroad tracks or nothing. Like it was just kind of a weird thing.
Well, I don't know if it was something they had to clear up and then turn around and redo the
It
tracks.
didn't seem like it because the tracks were laid. Maybe they'll show us some harder labor later, but the way he made it sound like, y'all motherfuckers ain't y'all gonna be working y'all selves to death. It was like, what? I want, here's 3 sticks. So then
here's some leaves.
Kelly looks around and she's like looking at Ezekiel and she's like, yo, we should make a run for it. There's only 3 guards. And Zeke tells her, shut up. He's like, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. And Negan,
because Ezekiel is smart, he's like, I've kind of looked around, like you said, underestimating the group. I've kind of looked around, and yeah, it might be 3 of them, but it's gonna be a problem if you try to run.
Yeah, you have to do a little reconnaissance, you know. And I think
Kelly's very impatient.
Yeah, and this feels like a little bit to me like we need to give the actor that plays Kelly something to do. Because, you know, Kelly as a character, it's been a while since they've had a story centered around Kelly. And so and we know Connie and Kelly are, you know, like family, and we know that there's like a bond there, but I feel like we spent so much time worried about Connie missing. Now the shoe's on the other foot, where Kelly's the one that's been taken away, and we haven't seen Connie with her yet, and it's like, is Kelly gonna lose her stuff? This is very stressful, you know. So I think they wanted to give, you know, Kelly as a character something, and so Kelly's arc was kind of being the one that was like panicking and kind of afraid.
Yes.
So Zeke is like, shut the fuck up. We'll calm down. We don't know shit yet. Let's just
figure out the routine, right?
Right. But Kelly's like, the woods is right there, nigga. We can make it. And so Negan goes to ask a guard about his wife. Like, hey, I just want to know if you know, he approaches with that really calm confidence. It's not a threat. He's talking to him like, you know, if you went to the post office and you had a package that told you it was delivered, but you didn't see it in your box. He's talking to him that way, like, hey, I know you're working hard, but I got this thing. The package told me they say the package is here, but you know, I think it might be in the bag.
Yeah, I got a note. I mean, the tracking.
Can you look for me?
Yes.
Except he was saying that about his wife, like, hey, my wife is pregnant. She got taken to a different camp, and the guy just hits him upside the head.
just call him a nigga. Just call them niggas. He was like, boop.
Just hit him for no fucking reason.
He was like, slave, get back to work.
And so the guard goes, you stop to eat, you stop to sleep. understood. Like basically, you don't stop working unless you eating or sleeping. Negan just says understood and turns around and goes back to work. And of course, I'm thinking to myself like, okay, so this is that hardcore slavery, no customer service.
What's the customer service?
Right. And so in the background, 3 randos who we don't know, they execute Plan Kelly and say, let's run into the woods.
Yeah.
No one's ever thought of this before.
right. And also it's one of those days where I was trying to figure out, did Negan do that on purpose, like to actually give them a form of a distraction or something like that? Or did he really was concerned? Because the way he looked like was like, all right, I got your number. So it may have been something where they was like, if we'll run. And he was like, okay, cool. I'm not going with you, but okay.
So I don't think it was a plan at all, because I think the show would have had to like give us at least a nudge, wink to that.
True.
Some sort of like face exchange between him and other people, a conversation.
Right.
I really think these people just were like, the second they get distracted, we're running.
the second somebody turn their back, we out.
And it was the fact that we didn't know them and they never showed. We don't even know their names. They
didn't show them interacting. That makes sense, because I forgot you got Jessica Kang doing it now. Yeah, she did something to kind of inform you of, hey, this is what's happening.
I think the main thing they wanted to show is that Kelly's plan was stupid. And
yes.
If she would have done that and Zeke would have listened, they both would have been dead. So of course these motherfuckers run off, these randos, they immediately get shot down by some guards.
Yeah, because the trees are sparse, so I mean it ain't like you gonna be running into some thickets.
They wasn't running zigzag.
Nope. They run a straight line.
And then Zeke, he looked at Kelly like,
and you're down in Baltimore having big fun, weren't you, Vanessa? Isn't that where you were? Didn't you go down there to Baltimore and have big fun, Vanessa? Tell me, didn't you go for big fun?
He was looking like, that could have been us.
Right, you out here playing around.
This dumbass plan, we would have been dead. But Kelly looked shook. Like, Kelly's face was completely like, oh my God.
They shooting.
They
ain't got them guns for no reason.
Yeah, this is not a prank.
No.
It was like,
I mean, didn't you see the slavery sign we got down here? What's wrong with you?
Right. So she really was. It got real for her.
I hate slavery.
And so they go back to doing their work or whatever. Although I do have to point out at this point, love what they've done with Kelly's hair. Kelly's natural hair looks, it always looked good, but I know it was shorter kind of in the past, but like love this look. I feel like her hostage hood must have had some silk on the inside.
Yes, it
when
did.
They kidnapped her, they was like, not the edges, not too much on the edges, y'all. So then Zeke, later on, they're at lunch. He gets 2 bowls of gray gruel, and he gives one to Kelly, who sits by herself and eats it. And he kind of sees she's out of it, so he goes and sits by himself. Also, since they told them not to like learn each other's names and stuff, feels like they probably not supposed to be just like chit-chatting.
Right, because if you chit-chat, guess what? You're going to start asking for names and who are you and shit like that.
So he sits and then by himself at a table. Then Negan sits at the angle to the table with his back turned to him, like they don't know each other, like they're not talking. But he's talking to him, saying like, don't turn around. And Zeke is like, what the fuck you want? I don't like you. I don't fuck with you. I go out of my way to not talk to you. Have been doing this for years.
Yes.
It's fuck you for always to me.
Right. Because you rarely see them in a scene together.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm keeping that same energy. I don't know what the fuck these niggas talking about letting you in the community, but fuck you. And Negan's like, listen, man, you're going to have to put that shit on the shelf so we can work together. And he's like, shit, you mean shit like face melting? Like coerced marriage? Killing my people? Fuck you, nigga. I don't want to work with you.
Right.
And Negan says,
it was like Pepperidge Farms remembers.
Right. Right.
The North never forgets.
Right. He's like, y'all better calm down.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
So he says, I'm keeping that same energy. Leave me alone. But Negan's like, listen, everything I did, I probably deserve to be in jail in this place like this. But the rest of y'all don't deserve to be in here.
Yeah, he was
my wife and my unborn child don't deserve to be in here.
Yeah, he like, look, I know I'm fucked up. Like, me being here, cool. And I think Negan is even content with like, hey, if y'all even leave without me with her, I am cool with that. Like, I'm fine with that. But it's not fair for y'all to be suffering for some shit because y'all ain't the type of people that actually deserve this type of punishment.
So by mentioning his black wife, he gets Zeke to calm down.
Right.
And, so Zeke's like, well, and he says, I don't know, but I'm going to find them. Right. And Negan emphasizes we need to work together for everybody's sake. And I know because I know how this warden playbook is running. They use fear to keep the rest of us in line. That's what I used to do. And he said, and then so Zeke goes, you're going to scare everybody into revolting? And he's like, no, it won't work. The only way I can get everybody to do that, we need to use hope. That's what you do. And he's right. Zeke led with hope. The kingdom was all about hope.
Yes,
even as he was compromising and selling shit to Negan and them to keep them from messing up the thing, he ran everything like it was a fucking LARPing. Like he was like King Hope.
Yes, he was. And I think that's one trait that Jerry picked up. And Jerry is like, hey, I believe, like, I am a hopeful person. Like, this world is so fucked up. It's very, very hard to survive if you don't have some form of glimmer of an ounce of hope in it.
Right. And we know that Ezekiel can rally people around hope. We've seen it before. He even was planning on staying in the Commonwealth as everyone was leaving, kind of because it seemed like he was Mr. Hope. Yes. Like these people need to rally around something. I want to help this community. So, and also I think to an extent as a character, Zeke probably resents letting the kingdom fall and the way he acquiesced to Negan. And I think he would love, like, he's been striving for redemption the whole time.
Yes.
So then Negan says basically, if you need, Zeke says, I can do hope, but we need a spark to spark the hope. You can't just have hope out of nowhere.
Right.
And so Zeke says, look what they're doing. They're isolating us. It's already working. Kelly's sitting by herself. We're over here. We can't talk to each other.
She's in panic mode.
And that's when the guards are like, get back to work and all this stuff. And Negan tells him, listen, I can give you hope. I can give you the spark. But I might not make it out of this camp with y'all. Are you with me? And Zeke says, yeah. But so like you said, he has this vibe of like, maybe whatever I have to do, it might be the thing that gives us hope, but I might have to martyr myself or something.
Yeah, and he's willing to do it because similar to Ezekiel, he wants redemption too. Like his whole thing is redemption. Like he's like, I have a wife, I have a child. Like I have done a lot of fucked up shit. So me doing some ounce of good on behalf of something outside of myself is a form of redemption for like me as a character, you know. And one thing I like about him is that Negan is like, hey, I understand you not liking me. I get it. You hate me forever. Like I get it. I'm not asking for your forgiveness. All I'm doing is my action moving forward will show I'm a changed person. How you perceive it, how you interpret it, if you believe it or not, that's on you. And one thing I appreciate about this is, even though this is fictional, this is how people should live their real lives, because nobody's perfect. But, you know, people get caught up in their own minds and their own cycles and their own judgment and the judgments of others, that they're consistently being weighed down with all the things that are happening. And he's like, nah. It's fucked up. I know I fucked up. Yeah, okay. All right. I'm still on what I said was true, and it will forever be true that I am a changed person. I'm trying my best Will I redeem for everything? No, but I will try my best.
Well, also the circumstances just don't allow for the best choices. It's, we got to work together. We're going to end up dying as slaves in this camp.
Right.
I'm willing to like do something to help us, survive and get out of here. Are you down? And the answer has to be yes, or y'all stuck. But together they could be hope and change.
Come on.
Zeke is hope and Negan is change.
Yes, and it's also one of the things too, to where Ezekiel always thinking about the people, because that was his choice for staying, was he was thinking about the people. So yeah, I could see him going, this is bigger than me, I'm thinking about the people.
Yep. So from there, we only have a little bit left in this segment. Everyone finishes working for the day. It's late at night, and the 3 people who ran off into the woods and got shot, they've now zombified.
Right.
And they all get shot by a trooper, and it's all like 3 clean headshots too with an assault rifle, and from like a good distance. And Kelly is shook at just the idea of like
that could have been
there might not be no escape. We haven't seen Kelly down bad like this before, and it's just super sad.
Yeah, I think it shook her because it basically was like, well, damn, not only would I have been dead, I basically would have quote unquote died twice, because I'd have came back as a zombie and they'd have shot me again.
Yep. So we can go to the next segment, but I gotta put some music in here so I know where to put commercials.
This can't be true.
All right. The next segment I like to call, I actually just named it after the characters, and they all add up into the next one, and then it like concludes. So Maggie, Gabe, and Rosita.
Mm-hmm.
So we start with another montage. This time is Maggie centric, and the closed caption actually said this time that the voice that we've been hearing during the voiceovers is Judith.
Oh, okay.
So it sounds like
because normally we don't have a closed caption on. Okay,
and it sounds like a Judith to me that's been aged up. Like it doesn't sound like our current Judith, which makes me wonder if the season or the series will end with Judith that is when we find out like, oh, the person that was saying all this is Judith. It'll be an older Judith.
I agree.
Maggie wakes up and shakes her hood off. She's in the back of a transport. She is part of this caravan of cars that is taking the other group with that are the slaves. She's part of that caravan, but not in the same bus as them, in a different vehicle at the back of the caravan.
I wonder what they'd offload. I was like, okay, bus full, we'll just throw them on the back of these.
Yeah, I think also possibly it's where they caught you, maybe.
Okay, right, because they was catching people from all over the place, and the other group may have been the group they just rounded up quicker, and they was like, okay, y'all was just we caught y'all kind of last or later, so we're going to put y'all in with kind of at the back.
So Maggie shakes her hood off, shakes her hands out of her, like the thing's holding her. We get a quick flashback of her being taken in the flashback. So we know, okay, as if we didn't know already, but they got her. She wakes up Gabe, who's groggy, probably from being drugged, but he's becoming more alert as he's awake. She frees him. He frees Rosita. And then Rosita and Gabe jump out the back of the truck. Maggie goes to jump out the back of the truck. I imagine the truck hit a bump or something.
Yeah, because the camera was shaky. So I guess that, it was showing like, hey, this is rough. And I don't know if they hit a rock, a ditch or something, but whatever it was, it threw her back.
Yeah, so some kind of way, but she fell back almost like someone hit the brakes. But anyway, her falling back awakens the guard that was supposed to be watching them. That's right, y'all. This whole time they were escaping, it was a guard in there clocking some Z's.
Yes, he was, because he was like, well, shit, they They drugged up, they tied up. What's the worst that could happen?
He had a long day of kidnapping.
Yes, he did.
Needed a nap. So him and Maggie fight. His gun goes off, shoots the driver in the head.
Yes.
Killing him instantly. And then we cut away and come back, and there's the car's it's crashed.
Yeah, not only is it crashed before it crashes, I think this may have been before the break. She's fighting the dude and somehow she ends up pushing the dude out. He like flies out of the truck.
Yes, he does. Because she ends up shooting the driver, and then that guy falls out the back of the truck. And then when she gets out of the truck, she survives the crash. When she gets out, she realizes no one else did. The other guard flew in. The one of them, of course, his face was blown open from a gun.
Mm-hmm.
The other one didn't have a seatbelt on and flies out the front.
He got ejected.
He flies out the front of the vehicle. And
wear your seatbelt, kids.
He flies out the front of the vehicle, and he's actually like stuck to a tree because the branches went through his body. It's very gruesome, cool special effects, like practical, effects or whatever. And especially considering we don't see the crash, which I imagine is a budget thing at that point. It's at night, but seeing the aftermath of the crash, you immediately know it was a very horrific crash.
Right.
Maggie tries to get a gun off of the dead driver in the front, but the other cars are starting to drive by.
That's the sound of the police. She was like, I got to go.
And so she runs off into the woods, and the opening theme music plays. Rosita and Gabe wake up in what it looks like in the morning because it's more light outside, and they grab a gun off of they wake up. A zombified guard walker starts approaching them as they're waking up from being laying in the dirt road and shit. And you have to imagine it's the walker that fell out of the back of the truck. Somehow lost an arm, but still, became a zombie. And Gabe and Rosita basically kill the walker by taking this knife off of it. Then they take the gun off of it. And as they take the walkie-talkie off of it, the walkie-talkie comes to life, and you hear someone go, Trooper 207 from Outpost 41 checking in. No sign of 525 or its escapees, over. So we have to imagine 525 is probably the vehicle they were in. We now know that they were being taken to some outpost, possibly. There's a interconnected walkie-talkie world between all this stuff. And Trooper 207 from Outpost 41, that means there's a sophisticated system of checking on transports, checking on, like, they're looking for escapees, all that stuff.
And also what they heard too over the walkie-talkie, somebody was like, we see two footprints, 2 sets of footprints, and they was like, oh shit, well,
we haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, my bad.
But but my point being, like, it's sophisticated.
Yes.
And they've given people numbers, transports
organized.
numbers. Outposts have numbers, which we don't know if that's like the actual number corresponds with, like, we have 41 outposts or whatever.
True.
But yeah, so they say, copy that 207 on the walkie-talkie. You hear someone say, copy that 207. This is 141. We got a set of boot tracks. Could be 525s, meaning they are tracking like either Gabe and Rosita or Maggie.
Right.
But they do have someone somewhere is tracking their boot prints, looking for them. And so they look at each other and go, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
It was like, oh shit, time to go.
Yeah. And either they're getting out of there to get further away from whoever's tracking them, or it seemed to me like maybe they were getting out there thinking Maggie's the one being tracked. We need to get to her before they do.
Correct.
So then we cut to Maggie. Maggie sees a little boy zombie that's like right around Herschel's age, a little bit older, obviously. Then she has a flashback to that same, like, when she got abducted moment, and we see Herschel got abducted too, and she wasn't able to save him.
Right.
So I think this is supposed to be like an emotional thing, because she refuses to kill this little boy zombie. She picks up a rock, thinks about it, puts the rock down, and just walks off instead. And of course, because she didn't kill it, the zombie starts following her.
Yes, it did.
And it does look like a little, little adorable baby, like boy. It's just, it's just sad. Just, it's sad. And so then Gabe and Rosita, they argue about what the plan is. And this is one of those scenes where, whatever this lovers quarrel thing is, it feels like a little bit of just, we need to get from one scene to the next. And we want to make sure the actors are human and have some moments to act with their characters, but it didn't really add anything. And it felt like a pointless argument that we've seen too many people have over the course of how many seasons. But it was basically one of those, like, Rosita's like, we got to go. And he's like, well, what's the plan? And she's like, we're going to follow the convoy and we're going to find where they went. And he's like, calm down, just slow down. You just running around.
He was like, it just don't make sense.
And she's like, I gotta go. We gotta go right now. We don't got time for this plan bullshit. And then a couple of walkers attack him, and he takes his out easily. Rosita struggles with hers, falls to the ground, grabs her arm, and he kills the walker that was attacking her. But we realize now her arm is dislocated.
Yeah, from that fall.
Right. And it's probably been dislocated the whole time.
Right.
And she's been trying to act like she can tough it out and shit. And it might be, just part of her, whatever. And then he goes into like, look, you stop blaming yourself for this shit, because they kidnapped, obviously, Coco. Stop. It's not your fault. Like, we not going to get her back by just rushing in there with no plan. And what do you tell me when I get upset? You say, quit bitching and move forward. And, then before they can finish the discussion, they hear a train horn in the background, and they're like, a train? They got a train?
Right, because it's surprising to them. Oh, you said that he reset?
He resets her arm. My bad, I forgot to say that. But yes, he does reset her arm into her shoulder. But, everybody knows you normally need like a brace. If it was, real life, you'd probably been in the hospital for a little bit or something.
Right.
Had to restrict movement, but they ain't got time for all that shit. Rosita's a badass, blah, blah, blah. But in general, it was very much like to me, this scene just felt more like we want to show that they're frustrated and how they're going to end up, what the plan they're going to try to execute.
Right. And guess what? If I was in their shoes, I'd be like, a goddamn train. The fuck is a train do? Because you've been in this world forever and shit like that has stopped running and stopped moving. Like any trains that you pass, they're sitting on a track somewhere rusting.
Yeah, they're bringing back trains basically. So she, I'm sorry. So then we cut to Maggie. Maggie's walking by some train tracks. She sees like a little side of the road place where she can hide, and she hears a motorcycle approaching. She knows it's probably one of the guards, probably the ones that were tracking her footprints.
Right. So she go down there and hide.
So she hides. The guard gets to the place. He don't see her. He's like, we can see where she's hiding, but he can't. And then he radios in. He's a lazy guard. He's like me. He's like, I don't see nobody. Moving to the next spot. And they were like, well, they out there. Just double check real quick. And it's like, oh shit, if he double checks, he might see Maggie. We don't know, because the reason he didn't see is because he really didn't look that hard. And so the zombie boy that was following Maggie, he's still following her, of course, and he starts walking towards the guard, and the guard pulls out his gun to kill the zombie boy. And that's when Maggie ambushes him, stabs him with a railroad spike that she found on the side of the road. Pretty gruesome weapon. And she stabs him like through the side of his chest, like just probably fucked his lung up. Just a bad place to be stabbed, like through the ribs. They struggle over his gun. She knocks him out with his gun, takes it. The little zombie boy, of course, is still there. He attacks her. And then she grabs him, almost like, you would hold a child for them to take a nap or something, or when they're sick. So she grabs him from behind and doesn't kill him. He's trying to bite her. And then, of course, she's having flashbacks of her own child, which, I assume at the Z-Pocket at this point, everyone's killed a baby zombie. At this point, it is what it is. But here she is struggling with it because she's missing her child.
Right. And I can still understand it being hard.
I'm just saying. I feel like the Maggie that was, telling everybody shut the fuck up and fuck Negan and do what the fuck I told y'all to do, bitch.
She wouldn't have thought twice.
I feel like that Maggie from like a season or two ago
that hung Greg wouldn't have thought twice.
Yeah, but this Maggie was struggling because her child's missing.
Right.
And so she does kill the zombie, but as she kills it while it's cradling in her arms with the spike through the back of the head, and she did everything but sing it a lullaby.
Only thing was missing was look at the flowers.
Yeah, she was holding that little zombie like, hush, little baby, don't say a word.
All right.
I was like, just fucking kill it. But anyway, Daryl and Carol roll up on Maggie and, the dead child zombie. And, of course, the guy that she, beat up and knocked out. We're going to rewind a little bit to talk about Daryl and Carol, this will take us to the end of the episode. So Daryl and Carol earlier in the episode were looking through binoculars at the train and at the guards because they know about the train from Hornsby.
Yes.
And they also, are Daryl and Carol, so they doing reconnaissance. They not like, these other motherfuckers. They're not like Rosita and Kelly where they just roll up on people.
Daryl is like, I track for a living. This is what I do.
So Daryl's like 6 guards. He's like, no, one of them had cornflakes this morning. But while they're looking, Daryl sees that they actually have Connie in custody. And Carol turns on the walkie-talkie so they can hear what the guards are saying on the walkie-talkie. And they hear the guards saying Connie is exiled and she is being designated. She's designation 2. That means she won't be a worker. She's gonna be taken to some other location, and it seems like a really bad thing because the guard even seems stunned, and he's like, "Wait, did you say designation 2?" It's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh shit!" And the other guard responds, "Yeah, exactly. So get her there safe." So I don't know what designation 2 is. It just seemed bad.
Yeah, I don't know if destination 2 is hard to get there, or is it just so far away, or is it even?
Well, it's not destination 2, it's designation 2, meaning like if I'm a 1 and 99% of people are designation 1 and they go to the labor camp or they go to this other location. Designation 2 apparently is some shit where you don't even go where those people go. You go to some other place, and they both said it like I said, the two things were, 1, get her there safe, which feels weird, right? Get her there safe. Like, it's very important these people arrive safe to wherever this location is. But 2, it was like not common to have a designation 2 person. And it seemed worse than the labor camp shit that we saw earlier.
True. It's one of those things where I wonder if it's like, you really can't do any labor, and we don't really know what to do with you, quote unquote.
Like, we know she's hearing impaired and like she does ASL and stuff, but yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll find out. But it was the way he said, like, oh shit, and then the other dude's like, yeah, exactly. So get her there safe, And the reason they had to ask this is because she was being taken on a transport for cargo. That's what this train was. It wasn't for people. It was for cargo. And since they were allowing, it was like, because we just need to get her to wherever the location she's supposed to go is. So you got to put her on the cargo thing. Right. It's governor's orders. And that's pretty important because, Governor Pamela Milton has it out for her probably just as bad as anyone else, just as bad as Eugene, just as bad as Max, because Connie was the one that did the journalism that exposed the missing people, yada, 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 all the way to her son getting killed.
But you know what? And I don't know if this is writing, but she specifically pointed her out, if that makes sense. Now she didn't consider nobody else dangerous though, but that one, she was like, oh yeah, you extra dangerous.
Think about I don't know if it's a danger thing that she could be putting her there to make her get hurt. Or there's a special punishment awaiting her designation as a designation 2 person.
Right. That's why I said she specifically pointed her out and put her in the worst location for a reason, but yet you didn't care about nobody else from the group.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You saying danger, right? I'm saying like Negan's dangerous, Maggie's dangerous, Carol and Daryl are dangerous. They don't seem to have been designated designation number 2. So I'm thinking like it's beyond even just danger. It's like fuck that bit, like it's personal or something.
Yes,
that's what I'm wondering.
Okay, right, and the reason why I say I think it's personal too, and the personal thing is I'm purposely putting you in danger.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Okay, all right. I thought you were trying to say Carol was singling Connie out as more dangerous than the other people, so therefore she was designating her designation 2 because these other people she considers like safer.
Oh no! She didn't even consider him. In my mind, she was like, the rest of the group I'm not worried about. I'm worried about you because you the person that cracked that article that started all this bullshit in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. And so maybe if the danger is on a like danger to the status quo by putting me on Front Street, maybe, but it felt more like I want to hurt you the worst type thing because of how she singled her out to Yumiko and all that stuff, and she hinted that she knew that Connie was behind it. And also they was in the streets at the protest and shit, being out front, getting labeled black extremity, black identity extremists and shit. So anyway, Carol asked what is designation 2. Daryl just realizes his heart is breaking because Connie is his bae, and we went through everything with the cave and her being abducted. And
he was like, I'm not going through that
I'm not gonna lie, even I rolled my eyes and got a little bit mad at this scene because I said, are we really about to do this again? Connie's getting fridged, like she's getting taken somewhere. I was like, God, don't let this episode go down that path. So Daryl realizes they can't go after Connie because she's being taken to a different place. So if they go after Connie, knowing that she's not going to the place their friends or their kids are, it gives up the element of surprise when they discover like, these motherfuckers done, whatever.
Jack the train.
Yeah, they jacked the train. We know to be on alert of them trying to free everybody else. But that also means that if he doesn't pursue Connie, she goes off to wherever designation 2 people go, and it don't sound like good.
It's far too.
Yeah, but Carol says, don't worry, we don't have to rush down there. We can hang back. We got the Jeep. Let's just follow the train to wherever it goes, and then we'll at that destination we'll go get Connie and save her. Then we'll find out where the kids are, and that way Daryl doesn't have to let Connie be in danger again.
Right.
They get on the Jeep. Get in the Jeep to follow the train. They are fucking zooming.
Ain't they zooming?
They are zooming.
Child, unlimited gas.
And they're still having a hard time like following it, and it's a little bit harrowing to follow the train because what if you get spotted, from the train?
And they're driving on the road versus the train that's got a straightway path.
Right. And so what they realize is you can drive the car to get ahead of the train, just follow the tracks. And so they just floor it, get ahead of the train. And they get to a train junction, which where they have that switch where you can kind of like change which direction of the track the train takes. And they discuss like Carol's basically like, we can just stake out the junction. The train has to stop here to hit the switch or whatever.
Right.
And then we can like ambush them and get Connie and all this stuff. And Daryl's like, you stay here, I'll go. I gotta go back to the train and do it myself. And she talks him down basically. She has a heart-to-heart with Daryl. And Carol had a interesting episode because she had to be a lot of different Carols this week. And so she kind of does that motherly thing to she turns into Aunt Carol and she's like, listen, we are going to save Connie. And I know what you're thinking about. You think about the cave and how she was stuck there that whole time. And we thought she was dead and nobody ever went. And it was, everyone was relieved she was alive, but also like a huge amount of guilt of we just never went back to check on you.
Yeah. And on top of that, Carol was like, I fucked up because I was determined to do this shit by myself. You cannot do this shit by yourself. that's the reason why we even had the whole cave shit, because I was just so fucking gun-ho, and you just can't do it alone.
So she reminds them that they can't save Connie, like something that Kelly told him a long time ago, which is, we can't save Connie if we dead.
Right.
So he agrees, you're right, we got better chances than number. We'll stick together, we'll do the ambush. After that, Daryl and Carol roll up on Maggie and the child zombie. And Maggie struggles talking to Carol. She's struggling with the guilt of how she couldn't protect Herschel, and she watched Herschel get abducted. Carol tells her, that's not on you, you just one person. She's like, it is on me anyway, even if everything you're saying is true. And then Carol talks about how the Commonwealth was actually kind of bad for them. They were in the Commonwealth. She's like, when I was in there, I stopped talking to Daryl. I used to see him every day, check on him. But once we were back in there living our own lives, everybody got in their own routines, and they kind of split us up without trying to split us up.
Right. Right. Because they give you certain assignments. Everybody has this hierarchy. Everybody's looking at everything. And it's kind of like normal. Everybody just goes about their lives, and nobody actually takes the time to reach out and keep the contact that they had before.
Yeah, and she brings up how the thing the zombie apocalypse and the fall of civilization really gave them was family.
Yes.
Because Daryl to her is now her family. Maggie is her family. She said that's a good thing. And because we were actually out there in that shit, being a family, surviving together, we gonna survive this, and we're gonna get our kids back, and we're gonna make it right. And Maggie, gets that battery pack put in her back, like, you right, and it was like a teary-eyed conversation, but two of the baddest characters on this motherfucking show,
right?
All these killers, basically like, getting their focus back, because they're down bad right now. They're down, not in a loser mean way, but they're down. Our protagonists are losing. It's the third quarter. We need to make a rally.
We need to.
And so Gabe and Rosita walk up on them. So then they have a reunion. Now everybody's getting back together. They're like, where's Daryl? And they're like, he inside. What's he inside doing? Interrogating that dude that she stuck the railroad spike through.
Because he survived.
But he's in a bad way. Okay? He is dying.
Yeah. And Daryl's like, I want answers. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. You decide.
It's a slow, messy, bloody death that he's dying. And Daryl's like, listen, he tries several techniques. First of all, first he tries hey man, where'd you take Connie? And the man just don't want to talk. And then he's like, look man, I used to be like you. I joined up with in the armed forces or something because my family needed money. I imagine you the same. And the man don't respond to that. And then Daryl's like, look, they took my kids from me. I said, my kids? Hello, Daryl. Daddy.
Come on, stepdaddy.
Come
on, daddy to stay.
He's like Shaq's stepdad.
My kids.
So then he said, they took my kids from me and I want them back. And the man doesn't really respond to that. Daryl kicks him right in the stab wound. And then Carol comes in and says, hey, we don't got much time. The train gonna be here soon. And Daryl says to the man, do you want to die fast or screaming?
You decide.
And luckily, that's when Gabe came over.
Just in time. Because Daryl was like, I am tired of the fuck shit.
Gabe turns on this preacher stuff, and he's a Catholic preacher. So it wasn't, some good old Black Baptist teaching. It was very like, son, we must talk, that kind of shit.
Yeah, because Gabe was like, hey, I remember you. You sat in the back.
Yeah. So he says, you sat by the door, you come to church late and leave early. You seem like a man that wanted to talk about something. And this man's faith allows him to be manipulated because he's like, does God forgive people like me? And Gabe's like, I don't know. I wish I did. And he's right, because he also, did horrible things, and he doesn't know where his soul's going to lie at the end of everything. The guy says, I'm torn apart from the guilt and the shame. And Gabe says, he reads him so straight up. He's like, because you're a coward. It's okay.
It's okay. Like
the guy looked offended, by the way. He's like, because you're a coward. Like, because you're a soft baby back bitch. Yeah.
Yeah, talking for somebody else who used to be one.
Right. But he never says that he
Mm-mm,
used to
say
be
that.
one.
Mhm.
So it's from a place of judgment as far as this man concerned. Like he didn't say, brother, we the same. He basically like, cause you a whole bitch, but you don't have to be.
A whole ass one.
He says, it's okay, you trying not to be. Fear can make us do things that bring shame. And it can also push us into the light. He sees that, aka God. I see it too. We all do, pointing around at the whole room. And so the man spits up blood, and because he's dying. Daryl looks at Gabe like, hurry this shit up. Okay?
Y'all wasting time.
Like, this motherfucker is on his way out. We don't have time for the redeeming soul. But Gabe sits closer to him, and because he's getting further than Daryl ever did.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, people remember the last thing you do. The end of each story is very important. How do you want yours to end? And the man breaks and tells him, look, your friends got sent to a labor camp. They gonna be doing hard labor. I don't know where they take the designation to people, which is Connie.
Mm-hmm. So this must be like a special area.
He says, I just know that you never see them people again.
He just know whenever somebody gets sent there, you don't see them no more. So wherever they plan on sending her, that's like almost like a death sentence.
Since hence the old shit when he brought up she's destination 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then he asked Gabe, will you pray with me until I die? And Gabe tells everybody, go ahead, I'll talk to him. And he pulls out his Bible, and they cut away real quick, and Gabe is basically walking back to the crew, and he's got a knife in his hand, meaning he killed the guy, made sure he didn't turn to a zombie.
Right.
And outside, everybody's coming up with a plan. The plan is we're gonna ambush the train. Okay, we're gonna make, when the train stops at that junction, we're gonna sabotage that junction. We're gonna basically board Connie's not there yet. We're gonna board the train to get Connie, and then we're gonna and then they don't tell you the rest of the plan at that moment, but they're like, we're gonna stop the train. That's gonna be the plan. So they do. The train stops at the junction switch, which is stuck. There's a guard that gets off, who's just basically these stormtroopers. Like, it's so funny how all the guards and the troopers look like the stormtroopers this year, because they're getting killed like them.
Yes, they are.
So he gets off and he's like, the train is stuck. I don't know what to do. And then the other guy's like, how hard can it be? Just flip the switch. And then they realize the radio isn't working because the conductor, who is not a guard or in a uniform,
and just a regular,
looks like
civilian.
A regular, like he knows how to work trains person.
Yeah, look like I worked trains before the world ended.
And so he goes on the radio to try to tell this outpost, outpost 22, that they're stopped and the junction they're trying to fix the junction, but he's not getting the answer. Realizing, the radio's not working. Before he can say anything, Maggie puts a gun in his head and basically says, have a seat over there.
Yes, sir. Who you think you calling? Get off that phone.
Another trooper who seems to be in charge of everybody starts giving out instructions like, how hard can hitting the switch be? And the guy's like, why don't you fucking do it then? And he's like, all right, well, you other troop, you go check the woods. You, the other troop, you go check the flank. And
yeah, because we out here in the open, so stuff gonna be drawn to us.
Yeah, or it could be an ambush. Maybe he was expecting something. I don't know. But
that's true too.
It basically just military orders of like,
Yeah, just in case it is, right?
Mm-hmm. So then Daryl and Carol get they Solid Snake on from Metal Gear Solid, and they're just doing a whole bunch of like, crawling and stealth moves.
getting all their kill points up.
Yeah, well, this is before they even kill anybody.
They're that's some points up.
They just start moving around. Like the stealth rating is at the highest. And
yes, it is.
Maggie kidnaps the conductor. Gabe and Rosita get the drop on the guard that went to go secure the woods. Right after she says, like, the woods are clear or whatever, and then they get the drop on her.
That's the word, it's clear?
Yeah, they don't show them kill her or anything, but they pull their guns on her and take her gun from her. The guards that are trying to fix the junction switch realize, it's deliberately sabotage.
All right.
Like, it's not just broke. Somebody like fucked this up. And the one that's in command is like, oh shit, everybody get back to the train. But it's too late. Daryl shoots the guard at the flank. So now we know The one in the woods and the one at the flank are definitely, probably dead.
Mm-hmm.
And then Daryl and Carol just have a tag team shootout. Eventually, Maggie takes out one of the troopers from behind. I don't remember if Carol or Daryl shot another one, but the final troop takes Connie hostage and says, "Hey, drop your weapons." And so Daryl drops his gun, drops his
he's like, in the boat too, sir.
Yeah, drops his crossbow, and then he asked Daryl, "Did you cut the wire to the radio, or did you just shut the radio antenna off?" Because he probably wants to know if he can like radio for help. And Connie breaks free of his grip. The guard slaps her and then runs off. Daryl stops to check on her for a second. Once she's made sure she's okay, he goes after the guard. But that time that he stopped allowed the guard to get on the motorcycle and drive off.
Right.
But he don't know that Daryl is played by Norman Reedus, who has a whole motorcycle riding TV show.
Come on.
Reality show. So he want to show everybody he can actually really ride these bikes. So he hop on the bike.
Dukes of Hazzard style.
Dukes of Hazzard style. And they start recording it with like GoPros or some shit.
Yes, they had to go pro zone.
Like the footage was shaky and stuff. Like you was on the motorcycle with them and shit.
I was like, am I riding?
And then the guard, like, once again, another of these off-screen crashes. I swear it's just like, we got to save money on special effects, guys. Mm-hmm. We don't got time for stunts, and we're just gonna
too much money.
Lay the bike on the side and throw a tire over there. So
right, just show them running. Shit, they know they crashed.
So somehow the guy ate it, but he's still on foot running. He doesn't look like hurt or anything, but he's running, trying to get away from Daryl.
I know he gotta be tied in that plastic stormtrooper suit.
There's a tree that fell in the middle of the pipe or the path they were on the road. And so they do a cool stunt where Norman Reedus or his stunt double, whatever, takes the bike, slides it on purpose so that it trips the guard who's running. And then he stands over the guard and stabs him through the chest, killing him.
Yeah, he was like, oh, we ain't playing no games. Nope, right to the head.
Now I will say, like, maybe you leave a couple people alive to torture for more information, but, Daryl, I feel you. The spirit got in him. That man put his hands on your woman. I see what you're doing.
Not only that, he was like, nope, I don't want you to try to escape again. None of that. Nope, you got to die.
I just think, like, knowing what they don't know, you would need some people alive. You want as many chances as possible to find your loved ones.
Agreed.
And he just killed this man straight out cold blood. So the plan now hinges on the conductor. The conductor to the train has been left alive, and he's just a civilian. He's not a soldier. So I think there's an expectation. Well, he'll tell us what we need to know. We can go save our families.
Right.
The conductor of the train tells Maggie and Carol that they got my family. And if the warden finds out I helped y'all, he gonna kill me. And my family gonna end up just like y'all friends in hard labor or whatever the fuck. Like, I'm good. And then Rosita's like, that dude laying next to you, that corpse, it's the guy that Gabe prayed for and killed. He probably had a family too, and we ain't give a fuck. So what you pick, tell us what the fuck we need to know. It's a subtle threat, but he says, okay, there's a map in the caboose. I can show y'all or whatever, in the engine or something. Mm-hmm. And so they take them, and as they're going, we see Daryl and Connie share like some ASL flirting, some of that good energy. We love a swirl ship on the show.
Come on, all the swirls.
But that's interrupted because we hear the conductor yelling about how he's gonna kill himself, and he looking at them like, I done already told y'all too much. He has of ways to kill yourself. This had to be one of the worst options. He has like a screwdriver, a big ass screwdriver to his own neck, and he's like, I can't do it. My family.
Was it one of the ones ground for the train?
Sure, why not? I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I looked at it. I couldn't tell. It looked like a screwdriver, not a
stake,
railroad spike.
Okay,
like Maggie killed that dude with. But whatever. He had a long, sharp thing to his own neck, and he was like, "I'm sorry, y'all. They gonna kill my family if I help you." And Carol tries to compromise. She's like, "No. We could beat you up. We'll beat you up. It'll look like we made you,
right?
help us.
You can survive. It won't be as bad as you think it is.
He's like, no, I'm a horrible liar. They're gonna torture me, and then they're gonna know that I
I'm a
helped
horrible
y'all.
liar.
I was like, what the fuck is wrong? You don't want to live, but I guess he was a family man because he actually does take himself out with that screwdriver, and it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, because not only did he stab himself in the neck, then he fell on it, which actually went through his head.
Went through his whole,
and made it even worse. And it was one of those things where, however they function, he already knew that once he started talking, it was going to be a problem. Like, he was like, once they figure this shit out, my family's dead. Kind of regardless. So who knows what kind of torture, like this setup is once you kind of get outside of the Commonwealth is, but it had him fucking freaking out.
Yeah. Right. So it tells you they go extra hard on people.
Right.
Either that, he's just the softest nigga ever, but basically he was supposed to be their answer to that was supposed to be the guy that tells them where the kids and the families are, and now they have no way to know. So
I'm like you, would have made sense to at least keep one of them soldiers alive, so that you kind of would have had a backup plan. But to an extent, they was like, hey, we tried the soldiers. They're kind of hard, so we ain't gonna go that route again.
I guess so. So then the crew tries to figure out where the location is, and they decide to go get, because it's a fork in the road literally at that junction.
Mm-hmm.
So they decide they're not gonna split up. They decide to go back to the train where the radio they sabotage. They can just fix it. And so they hop back on the radio, and it's Rosita pretending to be that woman guard who they ambushed in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, hey, this is whatever number that woman, like 131. The train got ambushed. I'm the last one alive. I'm lost. I need directions back. And the operator's like, don't worry, I got you, girl. Okay, use a compass, go due north. And then while they're showing this, while they're playing this audio of the communication between the operator and Rosita, they show us a video of the people that are in the slavery camp, Ezekiel and Negan and them, their job is done. It's the middle of the night. They're back on the bus. Kelly is sleeping on Zeke's shoulder. I don't think this is necessarily a relationship type thing. I think it's just like almost like fatherly, daughterly to me.
I agree.
Then Negan and Zeke we can't see what they're seeing. We're hearing this audio I'm about to tell y'all about, but we see them exchange very knowing looks like, wait a minute, where the fuck we know where we're going. And then on the audio part of it, as we're seeing that, we hear the woman give directions to Outpost 22, which reveal that the Outpost 22 is actually Alexandria. What the fuck?
Which means the whole time they've been gone, she basically went to their communities and took over the communities.
She sent somebody there. Because Milton seems to have been there the whole time, but it seems like that thing we saw, like Hornsby, when remember he was trying to help Negan's people or whatever the fuck. It seems like they go to other people's communities and basically just fucking like absorb them, make those people slaves, essentially, make them like, it felt like some lockdown type shit. And as she was describing it, the woman was like, keep an eye out for hostiles on the road and shoot to kill. Meaning like, this is not the altruistic side of the Commonwealth. This isn't there. We're bringing democracy to everybody shit. This is, we're absorbing your community's resources to filter in the ours. I mean, once again,
people gonna be mad, and y'all not gonna get everybody, and they're gonna be like, fuck y'all. So you're gonna have sometimes forms of resistance.
And once again, just this whole season, this whole out thing with the Commonwealth has been about just a huge read on colonialism and capitalism. It's really, like I said, I know people probably don't like it or whatever, but I do like this kind of shit. It's very message, but it's working on me.
And it's going to be really, really interesting because you have a small part of the crew just actually kind of on their way back to these areas.
I'm wondering what's up with Aaron and them, because they got sidetracked, but they were headed to, well, they did make it sound like, I can't remember if I think they said they were headed to Alexandria first because it actually was doing the best, and then they were going to do Hilltop and Oceanside. So I don't know if they are already there, if they're going to meet them on the way,
yes.
if they, if they're like, if they already got to Alexandria and they were shocked at what the fuck was happening. I don't know what's gonna happen, and I feel like there must have been people that stayed behind in Alexandria that maybe I'm just not thinking of off the top of my head. But like, did they get like captured? Are they enslaved? Are they thinking that, oh no, it's all good? This apparently our leaders agreed to the Commonwealth's demands, and they're doing. I don't know what's happening.
And it's gonna be really interesting to see, and like you said, it's one of those things where you're quote unquote coming in the Commonwealth, which means a lot of times when you come in the Commonwealth, you a lot of times don't really care about the other areas. And it would not be surprising that this is one reason why she didn't want me to go back, because she go, hey, y'all go back, y'all gonna realize I done took over y'all shit, and then I'm gonna have to deal with y'all coming up here and possibly fucking everything up, going, y'all took up our community.
So Maggie, everybody, once they realized that it's Alexandria and it's been taken over as a part of the Commonwealth.
I know, that was like, what the fuck we need a map for?
Well, Maggie is pissed, and she's like, Milton has underestimated us from day one.
Yes.
We're going to get our kids. We're going to take back our home, and we're going to make it right. And Pamela's never going to see it coming. And this is all I was saying last week. I know it's, it's an episode that kind of just shows us how much more deep doo-doo they can be in, but it's also the episode that shows you how elite our team is. No losses. I think the only injury we suffered was Rosita's arm.
Shoulder.
But like, these motherfuckers have escaped. No one's dead. They were smart enough not to run into the woods and get shot. Like,
right.
She don't know who she fucking with. The fucking baby's gonna probably be already free when they meet them in Alexandria.
Child, she gonna look up there. It's gonna be a one-man Judith team fucking everybody up.
Right. Like, so I just, man, it was a great ending. It was like such a like full circle moment, and honestly better than the comics to me, in making the Commonwealth feel like a community that needed to be taken down and taken apart, as opposed to just this is an inconvenient, but the zombie apocalypse is so fucked up, people probably wouldn't complain about an inconvenient, safe place to live.
Right.
This is a literal, like, fucked up place to live, and it seems like the people inside the Commonwealth don't even really fucking know what their leaders are doing. Like,
no, they don't.
We never had a hint or clue about this whole, like, essentially slavery to get this train built. I don't remember very much about this that led to any of this stuff. So I'm enjoying knowing that how sinister this shit is.
Yes. And yes, it's going to be interesting to see what they do for moving forward.
Just because they don't have the just blatant slaves in front of you, the idea that system could run without any sinister accumulation of wealth and money and shit, it was impossible. So
right,
yeah, oh my god, but I enjoyed this episode a lot. It was fun. We'll be back next week with another recap. Thanks for listening, everybody. Appreciate you and your comments. Next week. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, you're right, Karen. What am I looking forward to? The trial of Eugene.
The trial of the century, Eugene.
I need to see Eugene on trial,
Yes, and Yumiko defending him.
Seems like a dude that would rock a bolo tie in the courtroom.
Yes.
But we'll see what he decides to wear. But yeah, that's a great thing. And of course, our people getting the Alexandria folks together and shit, because I feel like we got to roll up on the Commonwealth at some point, and they don't. Even with their stormtrooper armor, they've been taking L's all season. They don't want this smoke.
They don't want the smoke, and it's gonna be really. I don't know. We got a few more episodes left. It's gonna be really interesting to see what they do, and maybe this is my educated guess. It's all gonna fall on Mercer. I think that he is literally somebody that can rally the stormtroopers so they can roll in and handle business.
Yeah, Mercer gives the vibe of a guy who, comes true in the end. So I feel like something will involve turning him. They've done too much work of making him seem like a good person that just needs to be encouraged to do the right thing. So I'm hoping maybe he doesn't have to die.
And quit fucking around and get with your princess.
There you go. All right, y'all. That's it. Until next time. I love you.
I love you too. Mwah.
Bye. Y'all have a good rest of your night. Thanks for checking out our broadcast.